I'm Chrissy Baye, and I'm the head of Montclair Amherst, a boutique consultancy dedicated to helping small businesses and professionals thrive. What do I want to talk about today? Well, here's a question for you. What's the link between companies that block competition, monopolies, licensing for professionals, and unions? There's one thing: regulatory capture. Regulatory capture is the process by which interest groups use the government to prevent competition in their specific domain. It enables those at the top of their industry to maintain power and maintain economic control and increase their profits through complex licensing requirements, complex strategies needed to do for permitting or environmental regulation. It's for licensing required for professional practices. It's for many things. All this blocks capitalism. Capitalism works best when there's perfect competition, when there's companies able to manage their affairs with minimal regulation from the government. It works best when there's companies able to move into a new industry with relative ease, where there's perfect competition. But everyone hates perfect competition. Businessmen hate competition because it prevents them from making profits. Unions hate competition because it prevents them from enabling themselves to gain high wages. When there's high amounts of labor competition, large amounts of immigration, large amounts of economic freedom for people to pursue their interest, when there's no licensing requirements in order to join a company, when union membership is required to join a company, all of these things prevent competition. This prevents one of the critical factors of capitalism: creative destruction. There are several reasons why creative destruction is good. Creative destruction enables a rising tide to lift all boats. It enables consumer welfare. It enables cheaper goods. It enables people's lives to become vastly better without having to have them increase their output. Sometimes regulatory capture is due to a real concern. Like, for example, medicine or law. You wouldn't want unlicensed doctors doing surgery on you. And you wouldn't want an inexperienced practitioner of law taking care of your case and bungling it, ruining your chances of getting justice. You wouldn't want a criminal defense attorney that defends you against an unjust arrest to mess up their case and prevent you from enabling your freedom. You wouldn't want to go to jail because someone messed up. So that's why we've created licensing boards. But all of this raises the cost of these things. Healthcare is vastly more expensive than it was in the 1800s. People spend more on healthcare per capita than ever before. Same thing with legal services. Legal troubles can cause you to go broke. It seems like justice is only for the rich, and even hiring on contingency, when you get financial rewards for an unjust thing that happened to you, most of it goes to the attorney. Another example, environmentalism. Environmentalism is important. Of course, we want clean air, clean water, clean oceans. We want to prevent climate change from destroying the earth. But what happens when environmental regulations go too far is that the small business who wants to prospect for a mining company has to go through extensive permitting requirements. The small business who wants to build a house for someone has to, or individual contractors have to be licensed and regulated so that you don't harm the environment. And all of these things prevent cost from being low. All of these things raise cost, prevent people from going into business, and make it so that only big corporations can involve themselves in these types of businesses. Regulatory capture even happens when lives aren't at stake. You see it when there's a license to become a barber or a hairstylist. Wages tend to rise when there's licensing requirement, like a year of education for hairstylist school or a school for barbers required. You see it with licensing requirements limiting the seats of people who can become barbers and hairstylists in various countries and states. And you see the difference because in places where you don't need a license to become a barber or a hairstylist, costs are much lower. So how do you fight against regulatory capture as an individual or small business? First of all, you don't want to be on the wrong side of regulatory capture. You either have to pivot when regulatory capture is coming into your field, or you have to play by the rules and make sure that you're on the right side of it. So whenever there's a new regulation, like for example, crypto being only able to be issued by licensed companies, you have to either get your licenses in order or pivot to another field or change what sort of services you provide as a crypto company. You can also transition to a less dangerous location for your job. You can transfer to a more lightly regulated place. You can go to a place that welcomes your type of business, welcomes competition, welcomes the ability for you to pursue your activities, and enables you to pursue your business with no encumbrances. Then, when you succeed in that competitive landscape, you'll be able to come back to the more heavily regulated place and compete there. Another thing you can do: learn to delegate. For example, you want to be focused on growing your business, developing your business, and doing the things you like with the business. So delegate all of the complex accounting stuff to your accountant, or hire an external accountant to deal with these things. Hire a lawyer when necessary to handle contracts so you don't have holes in your contract, or use some technical services that reduce your overload. Next, an important thing: follow the rules, but don't let convention hamstring you. It's important that you follow all rules and regulations, but when there's gray areas, there are certain decisions you have to make in order to make sure that you're on the right side of the regulatory scorecard. When you deal with regulations, you have to be the best in class. So you have to follow the rules, but you have to be creative about how you follow the rules. Sometimes technicalities enable you to go do your business in a more efficient manner and reduce the overload. When there's loopholes, exploit the loopholes. Next thing, and last thing, you have to innovate. You have to improve your processes. You have to be the best at your business, be the best in your field if you're a professional. You have to do what's necessary to grow your business to the next level before this regulatory capture happens. Or you can be the ones initiating the regulatory capture when you've innovated far enough so that you're ahead of the competition. Just like people shut the ladder behind them, you can shut the ladder behind other people as well. It's not a good thing, and I don't recommend it. But in this business, competition is cutthroat. So to conclude, regulatory capture is an unfortunate thing, but it's an important thing to note when dealing with business. You have to be aware of regulatory capture and be aware of what sort of things you can do to prevent your business from being on the wrong side of the regulation framework. If you have any questions, you can email me at my email info@montclairamherst.com, or you can go to my website montclairamherst.com. Follow my Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and you can contact me anytime through these platforms. So watch out for my new videos, subscribe, like and subscribe, and stay notified. Thank you.